Hi again and welcome to TDRA. My name is Habib Sabah. This is a continuation of the first part, which was an introduction of digital marketing. Today we're going to discuss, let's say, the second session. It's about marketing plan and how to work on the grammar and mistakes that are being done when we do marketing. Welcome back. So, before we start, what is a marketing plan? There's a quote that says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, which means if you don't think about planning, then definitely failure is your destination. But even if we plan, nothing works as planned. Plan is just a roadmap from one point to another point. It's the same as any other plan. Strategic planning, marketing planning, sales planning. It's just a roadmap from one point to another point. Yet it's very important to know the borders because we need to understand throughout the entire process when we implement the plan, what are my borders, which we call constraints. So, what are the constraints that we have? Plus or minus, it doesn't matter. Planning is crucial. And throughout the entire process of planning, we need to understand the five W's. It means in any strategy or in any plan. But in marketing, it's very simple. First of all, we need to understand who is my target market. Why is this group of people or individuals based on the demography are my target? And then where are they located? It doesn't matter if you're going to do an ATL, BTL, or TTL, above the line, below the line, or through the line, or even digital marketing, which is using social media. We need to understand where are they located. That's three whys. The fourth why is when can we actually start promoting our product or services? It means when can we advertise? And the last but not least, it's the what. What should we do? These five W's will lead us to the how to do the promotion. I'm going to give you a very simple example. When Ramadan comes, what do we promote? A month before. Yogurt, laban, milk, halib, we promote such as dates as well. And that's the when. Where we need to understand that it's within the Muslim world. If I am in Dubai, so I'm going to promote in Dubai, I have to promote first maybe to Oman using social media and maybe Iraq, whatever comes before me in terms of time, and then UAE, and then we move forward to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, forward to Egypt, and then so forth till we reach Morocco. So we need to understand again the five W's. Put them next to you. You have to write them down and put them next to you. So let's start by talking about the marketing plan. As I mentioned before, we speak about the five W's. Again, I'm going to repeat them one more time. Who is my target? Why are they my target? Where are they located? When can I advertise? And what do we need to do? Now, the purpose of digital marketing should be understood. The first thing you have to do, you have to think about the marketing strategy as a whole. What do we need? Which type of marketing do we need? We break it down and we write it in an objective, which we call the purpose of the campaign. The purpose of the campaign will lead us slowly into diverting what needs to be done. Within the purpose, which we call, if you studied project management, you have an idea about project management, it's called the initiation. So we put a sentence about the purpose, we discuss it with the management. You might be the director, you might be the decision maker, or you might not be the decision maker, but at least we need to understand what is the end result that is required from us doing this marketing campaign. So that's the purpose. And then it's broken down into market and organization. So we have organizational purposes and market purposes or market strategies, market target. The organizational purposes might be increase in sales, or it might be I have a new product that I'm going to launch in the market, or it can be testing the market, which we call a feasibility marketing study. Throughout the other session, we're going to discuss about them. We're going to do the SWOT analysis and the PESTEL analysis. And there are so many other tools that you can use to do your marketing strategy or understanding the marketing research. The second part, after we finish the purpose and we finish the market, understanding what the market purposes or the organizational purposes are, we move into the confrontation. Because throughout the market research and the organizational purposes, objectives, we need to understand this is where we're doing the marketing research. We need to understand our competitors. What are they? Do we have a competitor in this area, to this subject, to this product or service? Are they doing something that we need to copy? Are we going to do something they do not do? Are we going to be pioneers in what we do? Or should we try and follow whatever they're doing? That's where the plan starts showing up. After that, we confront the market itself and we confront our plan. So it means we have to wear different hats. We have to say to ourselves, no, this market plan is not going to work. And then we have to put forward the idea that it will work. So you put the positives and the corrective, or let's say the not that positives. And then when we put the marketing strategy, a strategy, basically, the word strategy comes from strategio stratus. It means generalship, overview. So a marketing strategy is an overview of what needs to be done, regardless of what the tools I'm going to use for my marketing campaign, be it above the line, below the line, or through the line, or digital marketing. So that will be under the strategy. But let's move to the social media or digital marketing. And then we use the marketing mix. We're not going to discuss about it in detail. The marketing mix are the 10 P's. They were 4 P's, and then they became 7 P's. Today they are 10 P's. Some of them are people, promotion, price, profit, product, physical evidence, perception, and that. In the marketing mix, it means that we are breaking the strategy into tactics. So basically, tactics are small strategies. In Arabic, بنحط المعركة مش الحرب. So it's like we're putting these small strategies to attack the market, to understand, to try here, try there, and see what works and what doesn't work. And then when we understand that we have the objective, we broke it down into a strategy, and then the strategy, we broke it down further, like what we say in project work breakdown structure, we broke it down further into tactics. The operational marketing plan, this is where we start implementing the plan from beginning to end. And throughout this implementation, we always monitor the success and not that successful tactic that you have put. So if we fail in one tactic, it doesn't mean that we fail in the entire strategy. It's just a tactic that you might have failed in, but it doesn't affect the entire marketing plan. So now we need to understand how to write some posts on social media. One of the mistakes that people do is they do not take care of their sentences or the grammars or understanding cultural awareness. Some statements can be offensive to some cultures and might not be offensive to other cultures. We need to know how to write a post where it's not going to be offensive to anyone. Good writing takes time, but time is limited. That is why sloppy writing can creep into Facebook posts, emails to friends, and even a business blog. It is one thing when errors appear in personal correspondence, which happens to the best of us. Mistakes are going to happen. We're not saying mistakes are not going to happen, but we have to try and avoid the mistakes. Are typos and grammatical errors damaging? Yes, sometimes they are. Andrew Hines, and I'm quoting from the website, Andrew Hines, president of PR and marketing copywriting firm, explains in PR News that when you read a sentence filled with errors, you question the business credibility. Hence, further states that sloppy written materials can create a negative impression on clients, which is true. Business can suffer when these mistakes are done, especially when it goes on social media. See, rather than me thinking about the benefit of of the product or service that I'm going to use or buy or whatever, I'm going to think, why did they do these mistakes? So I'm going to look for mistakes rather than actually thinking about the product and services. So people are distracted with these mistakes. You can avoid these mistakes by taking some specific steps. You can use a second set of eyes. When you write something, give it to somebody else. Let them read it. Let them think about it. It's not only about the grammatical or the typo mistakes. We're thinking about the idea. Am I conveying the idea in a proper way? Am I sending it to the right people the right way? And take advantage of spell checkers and grammar checking softwares. Don't rely solely on technology because of the lack of emotions, let's say. Again, we go back to cultural understanding. Sometimes you have to take a break and go back to what you wrote. So sometimes you have to step away from what you have written and then return to it at a later stage just to check because we might have other ideas. You might have, and this I'm sure this happened with you when you write emails. Should I send an email now or not? Well, it's a very important email. So you review it one time, two times, three times, and then you start changing some of the wordings here and there until it becomes perfect. So that's what you have to do when you deal with social media as well. See, when you do grammatical and typo mistakes, it's going to happen, that's for sure. But it's not the end of the world. The purpose of what we're trying to cover today is to make sure that in the future we will have fewer mistakes. Even though its spelling and grammar mistakes should be fairly obvious, it can still be common to see them in various times. So the best way to try to avoid spelling mistakes is to keep it short and sweet, or we call it the KISS technique. Some of them call it keep it short and simple, or keep it short and sweet. Now, what do you mean by keep it short and sweet? It's always better to keep the word count low, roughly maybe like 2 sentences, not more than that. And the reason is you need to keep your statement in line with your audience's preferred attention span. And you need to leave a good lasting language. Of course, the matter of demographics plays a very important consideration when we do social media and when we write our phrases or sentences. It's very simple, when whatever you write, it depends on how you want to convey the message. An attorney will have a different approach to, let's say, a shop. You need to include images and videos as well. People in the area of the GCC and North Africa are very visual in nature. So using imagery and videos to further enhance the text can draw in a larger and more steady readership. And using videos as a content marketing strategy can be especially effective. It's very important. Not that only, use a listicle format. 1, 2, 3, 4 bullet points. It's easier when you do that in terms of typo, yeah, you'll have less typo mistakes and less grammatical mistakes. Have a catchy title. The first thing to generate interest is the title. It attracts you. It's so catchy. It tells you, come and read, check with me. So you have to have a catchy title. Teach something new or cover something new. Very important to provide the audience, the reader, with something new, something catchy, something that they might not know. That's why you have to review, to check online. Did somebody else do the same thing? Did they write the same thing? Did they say the same thing? Did they convey the same message? We need to do that in a way where we become unique, even though we might be copying some of the ideas, but we have to be unique in the ideas that we do. Provide expert insight. While you don't want to overdo it on the quotes and studies, each piece of content needs research for expert commentary. It's very important to make your message credible. This is why you need to provide expert insight. For example, this medicine is good, then this doctor who is credible, working for 30 years in this hospital, in this area, he knows what he's saying. He's saying that this vitamin is good for you and so forth. Or you can show also evidence of what you have. That's a simple example. You have to provide an expert insight of what you want to convey to your viewers or readers or listeners. This will be the end of session 2. I'll see you back in session 3.